Alright. Da-da-ba. Okay. We're loading the game. I have such a high merchant level. Alright, I have made my shop look all cool. I'd forgotten I had to change the look. Alright. Tier. Looks like I recently spent all of my money, but I've got plenty of time and only 30 picks to do, so that seems fine. I do that. Okay. Do I have any outstanding orders? Somebody wants 2 metal things by today, and I have notoriously been bad about metal things, but I've been assured that the Knight's Blade is metal, and the Steel Sword is also metal, so hopefully that works out. Let's see. Is anything cheap or expensive? Oh, armbands are expensive. Let's put a couple of those out. Oh, charms! Let's actually replace this with that. Nice. Okay, this is pretty good. That's exciting. I don't want to sell that, but I can sell probably... yeah, let's do the sand charm. Let's make sure my vending machines are stocked, and not with stuff that will sell for extra. You know, let's just fill it with unthankful statues. Nobody likes unthankful statues. But they seem great as a vending machine tchotchke. What's PWS? Oh, powdery white stuff. Yep, alright. We have PWS. Yeah, powdery, yep. Nah, it was like warm enough. It was like bordering on t-shirt weather yesterday here, and then today, and then it snowed overnight, so today it's right back to like winter wonderland time. I am having an I'm consuming an applesauce squeezy pouch because I was advised to for my sleepies. Also, that looks really, really freaky. That's so unsettling. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that now. For the record, this pouch is green. Like, bright green. Oh wait, a long time ago I did something with my camera settings where green disappeared, but I stopped doing the green screen thing. I don't see how it could still be filtered, but maybe it's... yeah, actually, because I was noticing it was weird because you could see the... oh my goodness! My Go-Go Squeezy pouches are the exact shade of green needed for my green screen effect that I had forgotten about. Amazing! Okay, as a test, I'm actually going to try putting my camera here and see if I like that, because I've been having a hard time figuring out where I actually want a camera rested here. Which, you know, the real answer to that is finally put together those things. They have a name. Did I mention I'm sleepy? You are reminding me to turn on my closed captioning, but I am sure that I actually have it on and working this time, so what are you complaining about? Well, okay, I don't know for sure it's working, but I see it. It looks like it's on. So yeah, theoretically, I think my closed captioning for my stream now works. Maybe. Alright, I totally... wow, okay, so the thing about me being sleepy is that my distractibility, which is already pretty high, but usually not, you know, ridiculous, today is gonna be ridiculous. Stream overlay. That, I think, was the word I was looking for earlier. The thing where you have a sidebar where your camera and maybe like a chat or something goes, and then the game is on the other, in the other part. And then your camera, and it's good for games that are at a different ratio. Like, for example, actually, this game is really, the proper ratio for this game is this. It's just that I can stretch it to a full screen. So, yeah, alright. At some point, I've got so many other projects like that I'm working on. So like I did make my mushroom Minecraft skin. I feel like it's still kind of rough drafty, and so I want to edit it a bit, but like if I were to play Minecraft tomorrow, I'd have a good mushroom skin I could run with. And I've been doing a lot of work into polishing up my YouTube channel that's associated with this account, with my streaming. So I have all my, not only do I now have all my VODs there, but I've started putting together more short clips. And at first I was posting them all as highlights, but on Twitch, bogging yourself down with highlights is not great. But YouTube, can just totally have a playlist full of tons of cute little clips, and so I'm doing that. Also, anyone who prefers to watch VODs not live, like, I'd love it if people would check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is linked in my About, I'm quite sure, in here. On Twitch, there's a thing where you have social links, and my YouTube is one of them. Yes. Okay, so I need to remember to keep an eye on where the camera is and decide if I am relatively okay with its placement until I create a stream overlay. So yeah, stream overlay just kind of ended up low on my priority list, but it's still there because like Reciteer could use one, Crystalis could use one. I'm hoping to play more NES games after Crystalis because I've got that Nintendo Switch online thing that gets you access to all sorts of NES games, and I might still play them on the emulator, but like I have legal access to them, so they're technically not pirated. Alright, yes, so let's finally get around to opening the store. Okay, Reset says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Girl says, this is for my brother. Cool, do you have the money to pay the price it ought to be selling at? We will find out. Yay! Okay. It's like, everyone starts at all the demographics start at much lower. Like, basically they have, I found out that they have a max amount that they actually bring to the store with which to buy things. So, like, they cannot, like, they just don't have more than a certain amount of money. But that amount of money goes up considerably as you, as your reputation with them increases. So the fact that little girls will come into my shop and buy 15,000 picks of items is a huge improvement. Alright, Reset says, welcome. This is the metal things guy. Okay, we want to give you a steel sword. And cross our fingers for a knight's blade. Bum ba da da ba. This is it, right? Says Reset. Man says, that's it. How much? That's a little high. So let's bring it down to 20%. Eh? Man says, okay, that seems fair. Reset says, thank you so much. Glee! I sold metal things for 13,300 picks. Reset says, oh hi, welcome. Girl says, do you have some clothes? I do, I'm quite sure I do. Would you like some lovely silk clothes? Reset says, you want this, right? Girl says, yeah, that, I'll take that. Let's do that at a nice, maybe 19% seems fine. Okay, fine. Girl says, that's so much! You're being selfish and mean! I think you are incorrect, but fine. She will accept the 10% markup. Thanks, please come again. Glee! I sold silk clothes for 6,300 pips. And I've already made enough for the debt at the end of the week. Reset says, welcome! Looking for something special? Oh, yeah! Louis wants something that will actually bump up his stats. What? You have this? I mean, of course you have this. How much? Asks Louis. For you, Louis, okay, it's literally one of the double price items, but I will, like, lowball it for what is a double price item. Louis says, that's a great deal! Thanks, Reset. And I know it is, but you have equipped it, and therefore it is worth it for me too. Reset says, thank you so much! Glee! I sold Strong Arm Band for 10,000 picks. Rosette says, welcome, looking for something special? Man says, I think this might sell. How much? As in, how much am I willing to pay for it? We are gonna try to offer him roughly 50... No, I'm gonna go for exactly 50%. Man says, man, even stuff like this sells. In fact, I'm gonna just... Okay, stream closed captioner. Why? Stop. Stop doing that. I need you to not post in my chat every 5 minutes, please, and thank you. How do I... Yeah, I'm literally timing it out. I don't know how to time it out for longer than 2 minutes. Alright. You know what else I could do is, if that's gonna bother me, I can go into the caption settings and turn off that reminder, because there's a really easy way to do it. Please do not send me an in-chat reminder for now. And I don't know what those checky boxes do, so we'll leave them as is for now. Okay. What? Okay. Reset says, thank you so much. Yay! I got Beef Bowl for 1,150 picks. Oh, it's Charm. Reset says, hello, welcome to Reciteer. Charm is selling us a cherry. I like Charm, so it'll be a pretty good deal. Reset says, thanks, please come again. Yay! I got cherry for 600 picks. Reset says, hi there. Old man says, would you sell this to me, my girl? He wants a shield. Old man says, you can't go down just a hair more. Yes, alright, I can. Old man says, ah, see, that's a fine price. Reset says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold common shield for 3,000 picks. Okay. How did my vending go? Nobody wants the unthankful statues is what I have discovered here. Alright, what do I have, like, a real excess of, and I don't... Well, I can get a oh, the old mufflers go for real cheap. Okay. It'd be nice, like, in some ways I'm actually looking forward to getting blue price items, because those are, like, the best thing to put in vending machines. Also, I want to see if I have... Wait, no. I want to see if I have better access to better vending machines, but I don't want to check that until tomorrow morning, because morning is the best time to actually go buy things, because fewer people will come to the shop in the morning period. Oh man, I like microwaved food, but it is slightly more food than I needed, so I'm gonna eat it because it's delicious and I don't want to re-microwave it, but don't mind me doing some eating on stream again. Okay, I'm gonna skip reading this one aloud so I can chew my food. Alright, woman is conveniently looking for a bracelet, which are going for a lot right now. She says, oh my, you do have one. Would you like to buy it at, like, that price? And a woman says, yes, that'll be fine. Reset says, thanks, please come again. Glee, I sold strong armband for 13,000 picks. Reset says, hi there, what can I get you? Woman says, I would like some food. That is easy to do. Oh, my sunlight lamp just went off. That's fine. Here, buy some shortcake. Rosette says, okay then, how about this? Woman says, I'd hoped you'd have one. How much? Maybe? Woman says, no, that price isn't right. Alright, how about this price? Woman says, alright, I can accept that. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Yay, I sold shortcake for 4,100 pips. Rosette says, hi there, what can I get you? Guildmaster goes, hey, you got a weapon? Okay, what is the most expensive weapon I can sell back to you? Okay, that one's 85, that one's 82. Ooh, 9,000, that's not bad. 11,000, even better. Okay, let's go with the 11,000. Rosette says, bum-ba-da-da-ba! This is it, right? Guildmaster says, I see, good choice. 18%? Guildmaster says, well, that seems fair enough. Rosette says, thank you so much. Glee! I sold Grand Naginata for 13,000 picks. Rosette says, hi there. Charm finds herself with a sudden need for 2 treasures, and she needs them in 2 days. Do I think I can do it? I think I can. Accept the order. Rosette says, well, I have an order. Alright, I should restock the shelves. I think I forgot to restock the shelves before opening for that time period, which is a little ox, but not that big a deal. Yeah, people really don't like the unthankful statues. Well, too bad, I'm stocking them anyway. But this time I will remember to put stuff back in the window. Oh yeah, I still have all the charms. Let's put like a food item so people know that we sell food. Oh wait, no, Booze of the World. Always a favorite. Alright, and one more store period for the day. Rosette says, hello, welcome to Reciteer. Man says, hey miss, I need 2 foodstuffs. If I return in 3 days, will you have them ready? Yes. Rosette says, thank you so much. Well, I have an order. Rosette says, hi there, what can I get you? Ooh, Charm says, not bad at all. How much? Oh, it's not something she can equip. Boo! Alright, I'm charging you normal price then. Charm says, yeah, that seems about right. Okay, I was still a little generous, but thank you so much. Glee! I sold Sand Charm for 33,500 picks. Not bad. Oh, my profits are so high. News! The price of armor has decreased. The price of shields has normalized. The Our Adventurers Necessary Symposium has opened today. Rude? They are very necessary. I need them to get me items. To help me get items. It's shopping time! And we are gonna buy the heck out of things that are low while they're low. Yeah, we're gonna have 5 each of these lower ones. Give me even more of that. Boop, 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 boop. I just really like buying things when they cheap. Okay. That was maybe a little excessive by the end there, but... Okay. And haven't done leather armor yet. Oh, right, that one only had one. Okay, let's. I'll call that good enough. That was a little purchase happy. Oh wait, shields too. I'm so excited that I've finally gotten a some things are cheap while I have vending machines. Okay. Alright, alright. That was a little... maybe a little excessive, but that's fine. Okay, could use another Knight's Play. Let's see how many of the fancy things I can afford before I totally run out of money. Alright, well... I would have liked to... well, I can check what they have. We only have... the old... vendor is still the only option, so... that's fine. We can buy stuff from the marketplace later. Alright. Alright. Done stocking. Let's see. I got anything out? Yes, let's take that away. And exchange it for something that is still going pricely. And this other shield is... ah, nope. I'm not trying to talk to Tyr, trying to move this shield. A standard charm. And... a magnet box there. That seems reasonable. Alright. I can and perhaps should open the shop, but I could also go adventuring. Adventuring! I can't afford anyone but Louis, but that works out because that was who I was planning to take anyway. Let's see what he's got for... how come I can't, like, do a more advanced view of... I would like to get him... oh, she did equip the sand charm. Okay. Oh, I can't see the stats on the weapons he's got equipped, which is very annoying. Oh wait, maybe there's a way to do it here. There is! Okay. Sort of. Okay, it shows me his current equipment, but maybe there's nothing there because it's the same item? Oh yeah, maybe that's what happened with Charm too. Maybe she already had a sand charm. No. Okay, I think the only thing that I really could usefully bring for Louis at this point, which is nice because that means he's got a lot of good equipment, is, a better hat. Where are my hats? Hats. And that one is defense plus 18, magic defense plus 8 versus 12 and 10. But it doesn't have a negative, so let's stick with the scale hat. And let's actually remember to bring healing items, because sometimes I forget. And this is what I saved those plus items for, so... and let's depart! And let's go to the next floor of the Amber thingy-ding. Amber Garden. Yeah, that one. Lemon seed. Okay. Equip items in bag. Yes, please. A map of this level has been revealed. Nice. Okay. So we're still early on, so I'm gonna try to go to every level. Ah, right. We have Louis so well leveled and so well— oh, pumpkins. Those are new. So well leveled, so well equipped that he's just one-shotting things, and it's delightful, and I'm here for it. Ow. Like, not that I'm not still getting hit because it's me and I'm not good at dodging, but man, that, also, I realized that Louis' shield kind of activates automatically. Okay, I don't know why I saw that particular shade of yellow and blue on that squiggly monster and thought, like, Flounder from The Little Mermaid, but I did. I don't even remember the last time I saw The Little Mermaid. Alright, sorry for the pause. That good old critical hit for a totally unimportant thing. Ooh, yellow slimes. Those are also new. Whoa. Teleported. Oh, also, is this an okay place? I think this is an okay— I was just remembering to check my camera placement. I think I like it better there. And I'll see how that looks later, because, like, the obvious place when I'm in dungeons is up here, but that covers something in the shop mode, I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember what. So we'll look at that again. Oh, hi! Oh, you drew a lot of I drew a lot of comparisons to The Little Mermaid during Cinderella Phenomenon. That's fair. I mean, I'm not sure I actually was, like, thinking about the fish from the Disney movie, but, I mean, there's a connection there somewhere in my brain, so that tracks. Ow. Also, thanks for lurking, and hello. Ah, man! I'm realizing I can hear, like, the little thonk noise when Louis actually blocks a ranged attack. He's actually a really handy adventurer. Like, he's by far the cheapest to take on adventures, which is always convenient. But also just, he's a good, like, solid all-rounder, I feel like. Goodness, I hope that someday I can increase my dungeon inventory, because I'm just thinking about it's the first floor and I'm already just picking up so much stuff. Lurk mode doesn't do anything specifically so much as it's a way for viewers to be like, hey, I'm around, I might have your stream up in the background, but I'm not actively paying attention. I just wanted you to know that I was here and that I'm, you know, giving you passive support. I just thought calling it lurk mode was cute because, you know, different people do it, like, meaning slightly different things, but generally lurking just means you have the stream up passively and are not actively participating and sometimes not even actively watching, but, like, you know, kind of there in spirit to support the stream. Like, I lurk a lot of streams, and it's like a fun way because then you also, it's also like a low impact way to interact, like if you are busy, like if you're like, you know, working and you have the stream up in the background and you're like, I want the streamer to know that I'm around but can't really chat because I'm busy, and so you just kind of do the exclamation point lurk and then the streamer knows that you're there and excited to be there and but like won't be active in chat or anything. So hope that made sense. Alright, Defense power doubled for everyone. Okay. That's not too bad, because it's my defense power as well, and Louis is pretty heavily leveled, so... Yeah, I'm still one-shotting most things. I'm not worried. I'm excited about these new pumpkin monsters. I mean, okay, maybe less when they, like, fall on me, but... Yeah, see, that's the exact... That squiggly monster, his colors are the exact same as... His name is definitely Flounder, right? The little fish from Little Mermaid? Disney movie? Like... Exactly like. I'll bring it up again next time there's one visible. Oh. Getting groceries happens. I was really excited that you were streaming today. It would have been on longer, but encountered technical difficulties, so ended early. That's totally understandable. We're using the Nox player that I did it on before myself. Fish is Flounder. Yes. Okay. Good. I am not misremembering. Nox player is at least more reliable, I found, for me than BlueStacks, but... Like, it's still an emulator, and emulators sometimes, you know, have... you know, you get crashy issues sometimes. It's a thing that happens. But yeah, like, I was excited that you were streaming Plants vs. Zombies. That was fun. Okay, let's try it this way. Alright. You know, I've spent all of these streams fussing about my camera placement for this game, but I really think... I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. I think the correct answer is that I finally start messing with stream overlays. Okay, let's try ditching the lower level slime. Nope, it's identical. So yeah, when I get to full inventory and I start seeing basic ingredients at least on the ground, my usual tactic is to drop, if I see if I have another copy of that item, drop the lowest level version of it, and then pick up the one that's on the ground to see if it's a higher level. Okay. Oh, alright, actually really good item, so I don't wanna... you know what? I can use a healing item. I also don't really need a wooden shield, but... we'll take things on a case-by-case basis. Oh. Your husband was at work, so you thought it was a good time. Was he, like, in the office at work? Like, are they back to... Is his work back to in office? Okay. Let's... I can dump the sandals. For a batwing. But yeah, like, I don't know. I've found streaming really fun, and so and I've been enjoying, like, interactive and, like, not just my own streams, but, like, watching people and stuff, so I am excited for you, the idea of you doing more gamey streams. More streams in general, just because it's like, oh yay. It's just, I don't know, I just think it's cool. I just think it's neat, as the meme goes. I also think it is very funny for you and I to both be streaming because, you know, anyone who's only seen me on stream isn't going to quite be able to tell exactly how much we look alike because I'm using the face filter. But in case anyone who has only seen me through this camera is wondering, for a more accurate idea of what I look like, yeah, my sister and I look a lot alike. And then for anyone who does know me, to Pao, I was telling her that you were online and she went to watch you and was like, wow, you guys really do look alike. You have no problem talking? What do you mean by... I lost the thread of what I was saying that might have... yeah, and we sound alike. We look alike and we sound alike. And so, okay, you must elucidate me on what I was saying that prompted the response, you have no problem talking. Because, like, I know that, but can confirm your family resemblance is strong. It's true. Like... we're very clearly related to each other, and very clearly related to our parents. Like, ain't no one who could ever doubt that of us. Oh, okay. You find that's what I thought maybe you meant, but I wanted to just get clarification. I find it easy to talk during stream, or okay, you are saying you find it easy to talk during stream. I think it's a skill. I agree. I mean, it's a skill that comes more naturally to some people than others. I mean, I don't think you were doing bad at that. Oh my goodness, this pumpkin. But, like, you know, if you think about it, that's been, like, a thing my whole life. I've always been extremely talkative, at least, like, in some circumstance. Unless, like, except for with strangers, I have, like, huge... social anxiety, stranger shyness issues, but other than that, let's eat this other walnut bread to pick up this new one. And, like, I just, you know, most of the people watching my streams are friends, and, like, even if they're not, like, it's a parasocial relationship, so, like, I don't get the in-person nerves, which means that I can just kind of activate my default rambling mode. And I have a strong default rambling mode. I mean, back as far as high school, there, like, I remember I used to joke about how if there was, like, an Olympic sport for rambling, I'd probably make the team. Oh, whoops. I think I just used a special move for no reason, because I pressed a button slightly wrong. That's fine, though, because I haven't been using special moves at all. I love that the flying fishes took out the baddie for me. Alright, do I have a fancier... But yeah, no, and I realize that, like, in some ways, it's a skill that I think you're right, it is a skill. It's, being able to talk easily and smoothly during stream, and it is a skill that I happen to possess very natively, very naturally. Aww, okay, I'm gonna finish typing this dude, but, like, I'm proud of you and think you do an awesome job, and yes, your rambling mode is strong. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. But yeah, like, I would say I am lucky, for someone who wants to stream, I am lucky that, I mean, arguably privileged that I happen to be really good at talking, which is generally a thing that's great for making your streams interesting. And I mean, that's not the only way. Like, you can also be very skilled at the game, and, like, you know, if somebody's speed running, people aren't going to expect them to be talking as much because they're going to be really focused on the game. And so, like, there's ways you can work around it. Maybe I shouldn't have actually done that, but that's fine. I didn't even notice the little buzzy. But yes, so I'm glad that it's a skill that I possess naturally, because it suits streaming very well, and I've been having a lot of fun with streaming, honestly, over the past few months, and it is definitely something that I'm hoping to upkeep long term, or keep up long term, not up. Yes, keep up long term. And, like, sometimes my rambling gets a little more disjointed and chaotic when I am, like, for example, today, like, I am a little sleepier than usual, although, like, I thought, like, actually actively streaming and chatting and interacting with people kind of inherently wakes me up. So, oh, wait, which was that? That was an anti-venom, so let's see if I've got, wait. Did I fail at actually throwing it away? I think I did. Items, and powerful anti-venom, and throw away. And pick up the other one, and they're identical. That's fine. That's how it goes sometimes. Hello, Pumpko. Please don't hit me. Yay! I am less sleepy now, because just, you know, like, streaming I find it, like, very actively engaging, because, you know, I am both engaging socially with chat and also engaging, like, interactively with the game. So, I would say I am... I think more awake-ish, but, like, I definitely am able to produce, like, a sort of on mode for things like streaming that actually I have generally found more energizing than exhausting, which is nice. I'm excited for that water crystal. I remember those being a particularly nice item to pick up. Yeah, it was actually funny because when I was playing Crystals, it's just such a familiar and, like, comfortable game that there were a couple of points where I was just going quiet and then noticed I was going quiet and I'm like, this is so unusual for me. Because I just sort of forgot I was on stream. But... There are plenty of other games, like, you know, actually Reciteer is a pretty good one. Like, when I'm actively in sales mode, it's different, but, like, when I'm doing the dungeon crawling, I really don't need, like, my full and undivided focus, because, like, honestly, even when I, like, run into the monsters, I'd do that even if I was giving my full attention to the game. And I like it, because this and Minecraft's also another good one, are just kind of nice, chill streams that I can... like, focus a lot. I can focus almost as much energy on, like, interacting with chat and just sort of chatting and rambling as I can on the game. So, I find them very satisfying to stream. Oh my goodness! What are you doing? Why are you just floating forever? Pumpkins. Did they just not actually hit the ground until I, like, pass under them? That might be the thing. You're going down, pumpkin! Ha! Okay. I have defeated the Pumpkos. Where am I going? Let's go this way. Okay, this is a dead end. With flying fish. The flying fish trap is just the funniest thing. But yeah, it's definitely something that I also thought about when I was first considering streaming. I was like, I feel like there are certain skills that are, like, considered really useful for a streamer to have that I just possess natively, and, like, just chatting, rambling in a sort of endless but vaguely pleasant and interesting way is definitely high up on the list of those skills. I'm just very good at, like, I think a lot of thoughts, and then I largely do not filter them, and they come straight out of my mouth. And I mean, to be fair, like, I'm better about filtering for certain types of things, but, like, you know, just generally in terms of, like, idle trains of thought, I am very capable. I have, like, I think in full sentences, like, and I know that's actually not true for anyone, so that's actually probably one of the reasons why I'm good at being chatty. Because the thoughts that I'm forming in my brain translate very well to speaking, which is actually, you know, this is something I've never thought about, and so I'm just sort of having fun kind of extrapolating on this is thought, but, like, I have to imagine that somebody who thinks more abstractly would have a much harder time keeping up just a running monologue, because I imagine there would be a delay translating between abstract thoughts and speech, whereas since I think in full sentences, there's no delay, because I can just make the thoughts come directly out of my mouth instead of stopping them at the brain level. I have no filter either. It's good and bad, lol. Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, we know exactly who we learned that one from, don't we? The lack of filter. And for the chat's benefit, the answer is our father. He is the definition of no filter. Like, no filter, not even for, like, not even the most basic of sanity, or, you know, this is not a thing you usually are supposed to talk about in public places filtering. And the only reason I have any sense of propriety about, like, you know, when it is and isn't, like, the sort of things that are, like, okay, conversation for polite company versus not, is because our mother was a little bit more aware of that, and so she would do, like, so, like, I remember so many times, like, in our childhood where, yeah, so true, right? So many times in our childhood where we would be in some sort of public place and my dad would say some absolutely ridiculous thing that, like, to the point that I've just become completely inured to it. I barely even notice anymore. But he would say these things that my mom would have to, like, kick him under the table and be like, you know, I try to avoid my name on stream, but I don't think my dad, I use my husband's name, and my dad also has a pretty generic name, so, like, our mother will kick him under the table and go, David! It's so funny. I actually think that they suit each other really well in that way. We have, like, as you might be able to notice from us and from, like, fond stories about our parents, we have a pretty good fight. We are lucky in that we, on the whole, had a very good family dynamic. Alright, what can I ditch? The funniest recent story on that, that has now become a very entertaining story that we have told several friends, and I don't mind talking about this publicly, because it's like a identity thing that I don't mind being publicly known, but, like, you know, my husband and I are polyamorous, and, like, my sister here on the chat probably was the first person to know, and I told my mother because she's pretty open-minded, but we were a little hesitant about telling... I want to pause because I want to finish this story brief. I'll try to go quick, but because the boss is going to require a lot more focus. But we were a little hesitant about telling my dad because he's a little twitchy about cheating, and we knew we'd have to do a little bit of explaining to, like, make sure that he understood that this was all, like, above board and consensual and ethical non-monogamy and all that. But it finally came up, and I finally got around to being, and we were actually at a Renaissance fair, and there was something where it came up in conversation, and I'm not going to go through the full details of that, because I do have, like I said, more of a sense of propriety than my dad. Oh gosh, I just made that sound so bad. But, like, let's just say it was like a medical thing I don't really want to get into, but something about that conversation led to a comment where I'm like, okay, actually this feels like a good way to slide this into conversation and maybe a good time to bring this up. And so I start to explain, well, you know, we're not our relationship isn't entirely exclusive. And, like, I didn't even really notice this until, like, Tom was complaining about it later, that it's pretty awkward that he then, like, that my dad's response was to very, very loudly, at, like, in the, like, fairgrounds of the Renaissance fair we were at, in the, like, you know, in the lunch picnic tables, go, oh, so back in my day they called that swinging! And, like, so it's, and Tom apparently was just horribly embarrassed, and I'm like, it's not exactly, but close enough for now, sure. Worry about the finer details if they come up. So anyway, that is a really funny story, and I don't mind, like, it's one of those, I don't mind people knowing, but I can totally see how someone should, like, saying something like that very loudly. Our dad also has no sense of volume control, which we also learned from him. I learned from him, I think, maybe more, but, like, I will, when I'm excited about things, sometimes I will, like, gradually the volume of my voice will rise in a way I don't notice until people are like, or something, you know, like, usually Tom will be like, volume down. So that's also something we learned from him. So, but yeah, honestly, you know, having grown up with it and therefore not having as strong a sense of propriety or sense of embarrassment about, like, things that some people consider mildly embarrassing being said very publicly, so I don't get embarrassed that easily about things like that. So I also don't mind talking about it because, like, I'm just like I said, I didn't even notice until, like, once Tom brought it up, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. You're right. But in some way, like, there have definitely been times where that's caused me issues, but in some ways it's a skill I value. Like, just, I mean, it's fine to be a private person, but, like, I don't feel like I have to be, and I enjoy feeling comfortable being very open with most people. So I think that that is a, like, sort of side effect of that is very positive. So anyway, that's my story about how our father is very ridiculous and has no filters and is very unfazed about publicly discussing most topics. Alright, now let's fight this new boss monster! Roly Pillbug friend! Okay, we probably do actually want some distance. Why are there so many bees? You are a roly bug. You're, like, obviously a roly bug. Bees are not roly bugs. I mean, actually, I'm not gonna follow through the thought that I just had for why there might be bees, because it was too creepy for me. The whole family has little sense of privacy. I mean, our mother does, but she also, doesn't get out as much, so it doesn't come up as much. But even then, she doesn't have a sense of privacy, I think, as much with people she knows well and is comfortable with, but, like, in public and with strangers, she's the only one of our, at least our nuclear family unit, who will be like, oh, yes, no, that is the thing, those are the things you don't discuss with polite company. You wait until you are, like, you have to unlock certain level, you know, friendship or family levels before you get to that level of conversational. In my case, I also just don't mind. It's like, you know, I'm not a private person, so I'm like, and anyone watching me stream is either actually a real-life friend that I don't mind knowing that, or already knows this stuff about me, or, again, parasocial relationship where the person doesn't really know me, like, they just kind of know me as a internet person, and then I also don't mind them knowing stuff about me. She's just quieter because she's surrounded by chatterboxes. Okay, I mean, I also acknowledge that I have a skewed sense of a perspective, and our mother may also actually be a quite open person, and I just perceive her as being more private and more aware of propriety, because she, compared to the rest of the family, she is, like, leagues in the other direction. But that's also just not hard. It's a low bar, is what I'm saying. Man, this one's gonna make for an interesting VOD. Like I said, I mostly don't mind talking about this sort of stuff live, but I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, it is kind of some interesting topics to get into. Okay, what do I press next? That one. Alright, let's check out this pub then. Crap! I forgot to check if I had any orders for today. And now it's too late. I could have skipped this pub event. And I didn't save, so I can't go back. What if I fail an order? I might fail an order. That's really distressing. I don't want to fail any orders. I don't think you can lose merchant points, at least. No. Okay, so I'll do the event. I'll do the event. Because I definitely would not want to replay what I've done so far, so. Okay, so we're in the pub, and Tira's like, mad, into her cups again, I see. Naturally talking about Charm. Who, clearly very lushy, is like, haha, shilly fairy, you can't stick a person in a cup. Maybe I could stuff you into one, though. Hey, Tia, you want some of this? Tyr. I believe I shall pass. Charm. Well, you're lost then, you stick in the mud. Maybe Rosette'll want some. Rosette. What? That is, Oh, okay. I was like, why is she... I mean, I guess she's awkward about the alcohol, but that seems like a little unusual for Rosette. But then Tyr's like... Tyr then follows up. Stop clinging to her, for heaven's sake. I swear. So, which means that Rosette is, like, slightly awkward because Charm just, like, launched herself and, like, is like, presumably, like, bear-hugging Rosette. Anyway, so Tyr continues. I swear, for a professional Burke, you cannot hold your liquor at all. Charm. What the? Oh wait, no, not Charm. I was like, it's where Charm is, but this is not Charm talking. This is a stranger. What the? You again? I told you, no means no! Tyr. What is... Yep, it's Ilan being yelled at by the bar owner for not having money. So Ilan here goes, come on, can't a guy get a break? Cut me just a little slack here. Bartender. Not just no, but hell no. Do you have any idea how long your tab already is? You'll drink me out of business at this rate. Ilan. Son of a... Alright, I can take a hint. I'll call it for the day. Tyr. Goodness, quite an argument. Don't mind me. Charm. Aw, him? That happens all the time. That guy keeps putting stuff on his tab and doesn't pay up. So he keeps getting chased out. Haha, I think he even has Louis beat when it comes to being poor. Well, either way, don't worry too much about him. Tyr. Humph. The unwise use of money is the human trait which I find the most perplexing by far. Charm. Unwise use of... Huh. Well, anyway. Come on, Rosette, your big sis wants to introduce you to a man named Jack. Tyr. Oh, absolutely not! Presumably meaning Jack Daniels, the whiskey. I do not think it is wise for Rosette to go drinking, honestly. Oh, did I fail an order? Well, I exceeded expectations. Maybe there weren't any orders today? Okay, what's the news? The price of weapons has increased. The laundry poles boom has ended. Oh, I forgot about the laundry pole boom. Help conserve water. Turn that faucet off when brushing your teeth. Okay. How's the... Oh, I haven't actually sold anything since restocking. So... do I have any weapons out? Nah. Okay, now we check for outstanding orders. Ah, I did miss. There's two! A woman and a girl who are gonna show up being like, you're late! Hats, bracelets, and then I also need foodstuffs, which is fine. I'm so sad! I could have totally done a nighttime sales. Oh well. Okay, so it was hats and bracelets, and I want to buy some. Oh, is this a new... Okay, yeah, this is a new event. Rosette says, hello! Guildmaster says, oh, you two, your timing is great! Rosette, really? Guildmaster, I have a little problem that I need your help with. Tyr, we automatically refuse to place horse heads in anyone's bed. Guildmaster, no, nothing like that, really. Actually, I have a package that needs to be delivered to the orphanage near the town square. You've seen it, right? I'm a bit busy right now, so... Rosette. Oh yeah, sure, we can do that. Guildmaster. Thanks, girls. This'll help me out a lot. Rosette. All right then. Package acquired. Charge forth. Tyr. Indeed, not a bad idea. The Merchants Guild has been generous to us in the past, so getting them into our pocket now will only help us down the road. Guildmaster. In your... Now, wait a minute, Rosette. For the orphans! Let's go! I assume it'll eventually let me go back and actually buy things. Reset. Thank you! I hope everyone enjoys the package. Delivery successful! Forward to Yanus! Dear. Well, I am glad that we were able to get that done with quickly. Reset. I'll say, everyone seemed to like the package. Although, what do you think they'll do with... I mean, just the... Dear. Honestly, I would rather not think about it. Blasted Guildmaster. I think I would have preferred the horse's head. Okay, but what did they just deliver? I feel like I've already seen this scene and I should remember, but I don't. Reset. Well, either way, we pulled it off. Back to the shop? Dear. Indeed. Wait. Reset. What's up? Dear. It may be nothing. Over there, however, is that not... Reset. Oh! It's the man with the huge barb bill, isn't it? Dear. Yes, but why on earth is he hiding behind a wall? Reset. Hey! Yeah, that's suspicious. Forward to investigation, and Yanus later. I do find Reset relatable. Dear. Ah, wait! Reset! Reset. Hold it! You there! Cease whatever vaguely sneaky thing you're doing at once. Elan. Whoa! Reset. This is an orphanage. What are you doing here, peering at it like this? Elan. What in... Mind telling me who you are, little miss? Reset. My name is Reset. I run the item shop Reciteer on the hill. I was on my way home from delivering a package and saw you being all sneaky. Elan. Oh, you're the one who runs that... Ah. Pretty impressive at your age. We seem to have gotten off to a bad start. Name's Ilan. In the strictest terms, I guess you could call me an adventurer. I kinda owe something to this orphanage, so I stop by a lot. Reset. Why all this sneakification and peering, then? Ilan. I wasn't peering, really. I was more gazing at, I guess, with guilt. Reset. What do you... Ilan. Times have been a little hard lately. You know how it can be. I can't afford to buy the kids who live there treats anymore, so I think to myself, it'd just be better if I didn't show up at all. But still. Reset. Oh, I see. I'm sorry I was angry at you, but... And then the kids from the corner chime in, Hey, it's Ilan! Ilan's come! Ilan. Ah, hell's bells, now they've seen me. Gotta let them down and go in empty-handed, I guess. Reset. It'll be okay. Ilan. Huh? Reset. Look at them! The kids appreciate you, not the gifts. Aw, yeah. I'm glad that Reset points that out, because it's like, dude, don't not visit these kids who clearly love you because you don't have, like, candy or whatever to give them. Like, they want to see you, not get the stuff you're bringing. Anyway, Reset says, kind of weird for a merchant to say you don't need gifts, I guess. But it's true, really. Go on, they're waiting. Ilan. Little miss. Or no, I guess he was like, little miss. And then the kids, Ilan, come and play with us. I'm gonna be the guard, okay? You're the thief. Ilan. Reset. Your fans await, Mr. Ilan. Good luck. Oh, maybe you should go easy on the alcohol, too. For their sake. Ilan. Man, she sure told me. Reset of Reciteer, huh? Tier. Humph. Ilan. Was it my imagination, or was that fairy giving me a hell of an evil eye just now? It was not your imagination, sir. Alright, now we're actually gonna buy things. It was like hats and... oh goodness, do I not remember. Hats. I have no money. Why did I come out to buy things? Whatever, I got the Elan event. That's fairly worth. Alright, now we're selling things, and people will come in and yell at us for their orders being late, and I'll feel bad. Because I've never had that happen before, and I don't actually know what that looks like. Reset. Welcome, can I help you with anything? Girl says, hi, I want this today, please. Can do. Oh, the price has gone down. I guess I should have taken them out of the window. That's fine. Girl, can I pay a little less? Come on. Girl, I'm a good shopper, right? Rosette, thanks, please come again. Yay, I sold spiked armband for 1,350 picks. Rosette says, welcome, looking for something special? And Alouette is here to sell us a baked yam. It pains me to part with this, but for your sake, I'll sell you this, she says. Hopefully it will make this place look less like a shanty. I don't understand how a baked yam will make my shop look less like a shanty, but okay. Alouette. Well, fine. I mean, actually, it came up before. Someone was saying in chat the other day, like, you know, less like a shanty and more, but in the direction of what? Rosette. Thanks, please come again. I guess a bakery? Rosette. Yay, I got baked yam for 1,000 picks. Rosette says, hi there, what can I get you? Louis is asking to sell us taiyaki. Oh, that was not what I meant to do. Yeah. Louis says, yeah, that's about right. Deal. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Yay, I got taiyaki for 600 picks. Rosette says, hi there, what can I get you? Man says, I was looking for this, and he is buying a expensive item. Yay! I love marking things way up. You want to buy it for this? Man says, I can't ask you to go any lower. Right, I'll take it. Yeah! Rosette says, thank you so much. Glee! I sold magnet necklace for 18,800 picks. Aw, yeah. Rosette says, welcome. If you need anything, just ask. Man says, this is for sale, right? And is asking for another up-priced item. Okay, maybe not that much. We'll do this. Man says, ha! Your haggling skills win, miss. I'll take it. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Glee! I sold standard charm for 3,700 picks. Rosette says, welcome. If you need anything, just ask. Guildmaster is like, hey, I could use a piece of armor. Oh, you are asking for them when they're kind of down, but I'll forgive you because you're the Guildmaster and I like you. If prices are down, I'll just sell him a super cheap one. Rosette says, would something like this work? Guildmaster says, yeah, that's great. And we'll sell it at 50% the price. And Guildmaster says, well, that seems fair enough. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Glee, I sold scrap plate for 100 picks. Rosette says, welcome, if you need anything, just ask. Charm says, hey, Rosette, I put in an order for treasures. Do you have them? We sure do have treasures. Please buy expensive treasures. I actually don't know what her max price is, so let's maybe mix that with a thankful statue and hope that she has enough money to buy both of these. Rosette says, you want this, right? Charm says, ooh, yeah, that's nice. How much? Okay. We want Charm to like us, so let's just not go too high. Yeah. Charm says, alright then, that price will do, and my reputation with her has increased for my merchant's reputation. So, nice. Oh, you know what else had occurred to me? Like, I don't know who all might be viewing my, channel, actually, like, watching me right now, and probably everyone already knows you by now, but since you were streaming earlier, Nessan, I'm gonna give you a shout out. Bit belated, but, let's see. Alright, Rosette says, thank you so much. And then says, yay, I sold treasures for 33,000 picks. Oh yeah, it is nice to sell treasures. Rosette says, hello, welcome to Reciteer. Oh, now here it is. Woman goes, I can't believe it. You weren't open on the day I wanted my order to come in. Yo, she just came in to yell at me. Oh, now the little girl's gonna come in to yell at me. Oh, I hope I didn't lose reputation with those demographics. Alright, news. Senior citizens are showing an increased interest in holy objects. The price of accessories has normalized. Prospective adventurers are encouraged to visit the guild's head office today. Alright, let's put some more priced down stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I guess I didn't get too much sold from the vending machines, but that's fine. Alright, I don't need this many charms out for sale if they're not priced up anymore. What is still priced up? There was something. Oh, weapons! Alright, yeah, let's put out some weapons for sale. And Pure Edge, and maybe Charm will come in and buy it, and that'd be great. Perfume staff. Maybe the Hurricane Bow. Grand Naginata is always a nice thing to sell. Silver Gauntlet, which proven now is in fact a weapon. Maybe also a thieves knife. Maybe another one of these, just to increase the likelihood that it'll get bought. And a pretty wand. And let's open for business. Oof. Okay, open store. Oh hey, it's the other fairy, Prime. And I see Charm is here. Reset says, welcome! Man says, I was looking for this and would like to buy the Pure Edge knife. Which I can sell him for so much money! Woo! Man says, alright, I'll take it at that price. Reset says, thanks, please come again. Glee, I sold Pure Edge for 23,500 picks. Oh yeah, selling the pricey stuff when it's like at high markup is the best. Reset says, welcome, looking for something special? Prime says, yo, I'll take this. And I don't want to go too high because I don't have a high reputation with her yet, so... Gosh, I hope she even has this much. Oh, okay, she says, yeah, that seems about right. At 200, so... Reset says, thank you so much. What did I just do? Okay. Reset says, glee! I sold Knight's Blade for 16,000 picks. Reset says, hi there. Girl says, I want this! And another little girl here to buy booze of the world. Like you do. Girl says, that's so much! You're being selfish and mean, child. That was a 15% markup. That was not unreasonable. I guess little girls are actually mad at me because of missed order, so let's be low. Girl says, okay, thank you. Reset says, thank you so much. Lee, I sold Booze of the World for 2,800 picks. Reset says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Old man says, any chance I could get you to buy this, little lady? You can get me to buy a durian because sometimes they sell for really well. Man says, alright, alright. Reset says, thank you so much. Yay, I got a durian for 4,000 picks. Reset says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Man says, haha, never thought I'd find one of these here and is looking to buy a crafter's knife. I can get behind that. Let's try that. Man says, could you take it down just a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, I can. Man says, that seems about right. Okay, here's the money. Reset says, thank you so much. Gee, I sold crafter's knife for 3,800 picks. Reset says, hello, welcome to Reciteer. Woman says, this please. Okay, let's be careful with this because it might still be mad at me. Woman says, that'll be fine. Reset says, thanks, please come again. Gee, I sold Silver Gauntlet for 23,000 picks. Yeah. Okay, gosh, that was pretty successful. Oh, nobody bought anything from the vending machines, though. Maybe I need to stock them with cheaper stuff, actually. Like the cheap items. And we'll replace the Warrior's Helm with maybe... Okay, the wooden armband's a little lowballed even for this. Alright, what do I have for... Wrong way. Okay, I don't really want to sell the +3 gilded sword yet, I think. Well, actually, you know, I can always make more. Well, they don't want them to all be swords in the thing, so there's still another pure edge. So let's put a different weapon, maybe a perfume staff? I feel like it's... Let me see if I have any more of Booze of the World, because that's, like, clearly a good book to put in the front window. I also want to, like, attract Ilan, so let's put, like, a random candy in the front window. Because it's a cheap item, and he tends to get pulled in by cheaper items being on display. And I guess the practice lance. And yeah, that looks fine. Whew, alright. Oh, it's Kailu! Hey Kailu, do you want to buy yourself some nice weapons or armor that will actually, like, that you can then take on dungeon runs with you? Reset says, welcome, if you need anything, just ask. But nope, he wants Booze of the World! It is popular. I mean, to be fair, it sounds like a fun book. Kailu says, sell this to me, would you? Alright. Kailu says, that'll do, I suppose. Reset says, thanks, please come again. Me! I sold Booze of the World for 3,000 picks. Really? Oh hey, Yuria's here. Oh man, I might have the money to buy something ridiculous from her. Reset says, welcome, looking for something special? Woman says, I'd like this. And is asking for one of my fancy on sale items. Woman says, can't haggle too much really, that'll be fine. Reset says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold Gilded Sword +3 for 16,000 picks. Reset says, welcome. Man says, hey miss, I need 2 foodstuffs. If I return in 2 days, will you have them ready? Yes, because I'm going to be better about remembering to check my orders. Reset says, thank you so much. Well, I have an order. Reset says, oh hi, welcome. Guildmaster says, hey, can I purchase this? Sure, buddy. Ugh, really? You are being stubborn. It's candy, whatever. Guildmaster says, well, that's fair enough. Reset says, yay, I sold candy for 360 picks. Okay, and that is the day. Lots of profits. Okay, what's the news? The price of sweets has increased. Nice. The price of pieces of armor has normalized. A think tank has been established to research food safety. Great results are expected. Okay, I do like that there is, you know, item price news, but then also little, like, silly things that don't have any particular, usually don't have much impact on the game, but are just, you know, fun little, snippets. Alright, today's orders. 1 order today for foodstuffs. And I gotta change these out. Well, I don't have to change all of them out, but let's see. Is there anything that's still low? If not, looks like not, so I'll just restock it with cheap stuff in general. Another scrap plate, sure. Okay. So we want to go out shopping, and the only thing I need for sure is foodstuffs. Last time I focused on the Merchants Guild, so this time let's focus here. Take 1 each of all the fancy items. Maybe not those fancy items. Maybe I will start stocking books other than Booze of the World in the window. I am actually excited to buy some extra books. Let's get a couple ham sandwiches. I think it's probably not great to buy. Well, I can probably sell the shortcake and the peach tins fast enough to get worth out of it. I do not need floors or stuff. I want more vending machines. Okay, and now let's go to the Merchants Guild. And oh, I really probably shouldn't have bought that while the price was up. That's fine. I'll avoid that for the other ones. I like to buy the fancy items while they're in stock. It's very handy. And I like buying things when they're blue, but I try to avoid buying them when they're red. So, yeah, that'll do. And I didn't even go through my entire, like, wallet today. So that's impressive. Alright, and now there is an event in the chapel. Rosette says, "Here we are in the chapel again. When I was little, I used to come here a lot, actually." Tyr, "Really? I must admit, you do not strike me as the pious type." Rosette, "When you came to the chapel, you'd get a stamp on a little card, and with enough stamps, you'd get a piece of candy." Tyr, "So your primary motivation was the candy, not the faith." Rosette, "Yep!" Tyr, "Merde, my previous judgment hit the sweet spot, it seems. Really, Tyr. Bad puns are unlike you." Alright. Let's settle in for another day of sales. Oh, the price of metal items has increased. I can figure out what items are metal! The price of weapons has normalized. Today's dungeon index is 70. Alright. Okay. Weird items are metal is what I'm seeing. Magnet necklace, standard charm, and popular charm. Hard boots. And all the sweet things are still on sale, so let's go restock things. Let's not have something that is at a good price. I don't know, let's throw in a lot of bolster. The boom ended, but... Okay, let's start with... Yeah, let's put a Knight's Blade. And let's replace the perfume staff with... maybe I'll put a pretty one there and replace the other one. And also let's make sure I get some food items out in the front window. Nice little shortcake, and maybe a baked yam. Okay. I don't need the practice lance because that's cheaper. Let's stock everything with fancy, expensive items. Yeah, let's put out a steel sword. Replace that with a fancier bow, maybe. Well, no, only the longbow is actually up. Oh, I mean, I could do... Yeah, I could do steel breastplate. And parade armor. And shortcake. And yeah, alright, now I think everything that is officially for sale is priced up. Except for the vending machine stuff, which should never be, so. Alright! Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to get through this day and to do all sales, and then I'm starting to get a little sleepy again, so... And I mean, to be fair, I'm already kind of making it further than I thought I might. Like, I've already done a good hour and a half. And maybe going through the whole day will get me close to my usual 2 hours, so let's get going. Okay, opening store. Oh hey, it's Elan. Elan says, "Yo, you doing okay, Rosette?" Rosette says, "Oh, Elan, welcome, you finally came." Elan, "Well, I can't afford anything expensive, but I thought I'd drop by." Rosette says, "That's fine, looking is free." Elan says, "Haha, you're alright, Rosette." Tyr says, "Humph." Elan, Rosette, "Oh, I guess you two haven't met. This is Tyr. She's my business partner here in the store. Tyr, this is Elan, an adventurer." Tyr, "For the record, we do not accept payments on tab." Elan, noticed me in the pub, I guess, eh? Don't worry, I'll pay straight when I'm here. Tyr, "Then there will not be any problems. Welcome to Recityr." Elan, "Time to get shopping then." Alright, Rosette says, "Oh hi, welcome. And Louis is here to buy a baked yam. Oh, how much would this be?" he asks. The answer is pretty high, actually, but I'll be nice. and in fact, my merchant reputation with him increased. Louis says, I guess that's a good price. And Rosette says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold baked yam for 4,900 picks. Rosette says, welcome. If you need anything, just ask. Man says, hey, do you have my foodstuffs? Yes, please accept the expensivest foodstuffs that I have in stock. Durian and probably a shortcake. Shortcake. Yeah. All set. Set says, okay then, how about this? Man says, yeah, that'll do. How much? Lots. That's how much. Eh? Man says, I can't ask you to go any lower. Right, I'll take it. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Glee, I sold foodstuffs for 31,000 picks. Yeah. What normally would have been 10,000, I've sold for nearly 3 times. Man, I love item demands. Rosette says, hi there. Man says, I think this might sell. How much? Oh, that one's an pricey one, but, will you take... I want to lowball it a little. Man says, alright, it may not be much, but here. It may not be what? You realize that was a very valuable treasure that I just paid you pretty handsomely for. Yay! I scored golden scales for 11,400 picks. Rosette says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Old man says, any chance I could get you to buy this, young little lady? Oh, sure. But not for much, because it's an unthankful statue and nobody wants those. Old man says, alright, alright. Rosette says, thank you so much. Yay, I got unthankful statue for 60 picks. Rosette says, welcome, looking for something special? Man says, the wife asked me to get some food. Alright, well, I'm gonna send you back with peach tins and shortcake. Well, or shortcake, rather, because you are only asking for one thing. I'll sell a peach tin. Rosette says, yeah, we have that. Man says, yeah, that'll do. Alright. Yeah? Okay, man says you can't sell it for a bit less, and I have to admit that was a little high. But, at like 4% lower, he says that's a pretty good deal, to be honest. Rosette says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold peach tin for 8,300 picks. Rosette says, hi there, what can I get you? Old man says, ah, little lady, how much for this? And he is asking for a steel sword, which is one of the many items that are priced up quite a bit. So let's try that. Old man says, can't you sell it for a little bit less? Alright, how about that? Man says, old man says, ah, see, that's a fine price. Sure, buddy, sure. Rosette says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold steel sword for 8,100 picks. Rosette says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Girl says, ooh, you have one, I really want one of these, and is looking for some shortcake. Yes, I will sell that. Girl says, alright. Rosette says, thank you so much. Gee, I sold shortcake for 9,500 picks. Pretty successful day of sales. Let's put more window items. Some more peach tin would go. Wouldn't that go amiss? Maybe a baked yam. Maybe some watermelon. Actually, let's see if I've got fancier items that I could put for sale. That one's not that good, but put out more steel swords. Put out another pure edge, but parade armor's actually pretty good. Let's put out one more thing of parade armor. And oh right, check the vending machines. Oh, did pretty good sales last time actually. I guess midday is a popular time. Alright. That seems fine for the vending machines. And more selling! Yay! Rosette. There's an event for the Alouette, I see. Alouette says, "Ah, Rosette, engaged in plebeian labor as always, I see." Rosette says, "Hiya, Alouette. Are you going somewhere again?" Alouette says, "Indeed I am. Father and I are off to have some truffles." Rosette, "Puffles? Alouette, "And you don't even know what a truffle is? It's to be expected of a pauper, I suppose. How distressing! Well then, this time I shall instruct you personally." Rosette says, "Truff-K, thanks." Alouette says, "Yes, you should be thankful. Anyway, listen well. Truffles are mushrooms." Rosette, silence. Alouette, "Rosette?" Rosette, that's it?" Alouette, "Yes, that's it." Rosette, "So, mushrooms. Okay, thanks, Alouette. I feel smarter already." Alouette says, "Well then, pardonnez-moi." Rosette says, I feel like something's missing. Maybe I'm too used to tears-long explanations." That's fair. Like, truffles are mushrooms! I mean, they are, but, like, that is in fact an extremely simple explanation. I mean, she could have even just said fancy mushrooms, but no, mushrooms. Rosette, "Welcome. Can I help you with anything?" Old man says, "This'll do," and is looking to buy a tin of peaches at a lovely markup. Oh yes. Maybe I'll try that. Old man says, "A good deal, little lady." Rosette says, "Thank you so much. Yay, I sold peach tin for 8,250 picks." Rosette says, "Hello, welcome to Reciteer." Old man says, "Need to help the old pension, you see. What can I get for this?" Oh, he's selling me a baked yam, and it's at a high price, so I'll offer to buy it for 100%. Old man says, alright. Rosette says, "Thanks, please come again." Yay, I got baked yam for 2,000 picks. A little high, but if I can sell one, then... Rosette says, "Hi there, what can I get you?" Girl says, "Mommy asked me to sell this, and so I'm attempting to be sold another unthankful statue." Offered 50% for it, and girl says, "Yeah, that's great. And my reputation has improved with the little girl demographic, which is good, because I failed an order for one, and that probably didn't help." Rosette says, "Thank you so much. Yay, I sold unthankful statue for 70 picks." Rosette says, "Hi there." Man says, "You have one of these? It's a lucky day for both of us then." Alright, cool. I can recoup the cost of that yam immediately. But I am taking a second to... Oh, okay. I was gonna just take a second to turn on my light, but now I'm like, oh, maybe I also will do a little bit of stretching. Whew. Alright. Okay. I say okay like I'm about to immediately get back to the game, and instead I start fussing with my chair settings. But you know, it's how it goes sometimes. Man's right, so man is looking to buy a yam. Capitalism Ho! Oh, she said it. She said the thing, the catchphrase. Actually, I guess I could have gone this direction. Man says, I can't ask you to go any lower. Right, I'll take it. Rosette says, thank you so much. Yee, I sold baked yam for 5,500 picks. I like that I bought one for 2,000 and then turned around and immediately sold it for 5,500. Not bad. Rosette says, welcome. If you need anything, just ask. Guildmaster says, can you get me 2 treasures? I'll come get them in 2 days, if that's alright. Yes, please buy my treasures. They go for so much money. What happened there? Okay. Rosette says, well, I have an order. I just need to remember to check orders at the beginning of the day. I can't believe I failed 2. I mean, because they were on the same day, but like, it was a day I had 2 different orders and I didn't open the store once because I am a fool, because I am a silly. Rosette says, well, I just forgot to check. Rosette says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Woman says, finally found it! I didn't expect to find it here! And is looking for Pretty Wand. Aw, I bet it was the last piece she needed for her cosplay. That's my headcanon. Woman says, customer service seems to be a lost art these days. Well, how about this? Woman says, alright, I can accept that. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Yay, I sold Pretty Wand for 8,700 picks. Rosette says, welcome, if you need anything, just ask. Girl says, Miss Rosette, please sell things at me. Yes, no problem, small child. I will absolutely sell things at you. In fact, girl says, okay, thank you. Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Glee, I sold Peach Tin for 8,200 picks. Well, I wonder if I can get to merchant level 17 before the end of the day. I'm getting close. Alright. Oh, vending machines did a brisk business. That's nice. Okay, I'll try. Maybe someday someone will buy the unthankful statue. Done stocking. Alright. Let's put... Oh, nope. Let's put more food in the window. I'm actually gonna move a shortcake. Let's put a popular charm there. And another popular charm in the window. Maybe a parade helm. Actually, that's kind of erring on the side of cheaper than I want to be selling. The shield, on the other hand. And then we gotta have food because I'm showcasing sweets. Boop. Put that nice shortcake in the window. And the peach tin. And we haven't gotten any major price changes, so everything should still be the same. You know, I just had a moment where I'm like, I'm going to save the game. Not for any particular reason, just so I don't forget. Oh hey, Yuria. She didn't try to sell us anything last time, but I might actually have enough, maybe still. Rosette says, hello! Welcome to Reciteer. Man says, haha, I never thought I'd find one of these here, and is asking for a nice and pricey shield. Yes, please buy my pricey items. Man says, well, that seems about right. Okay, here's the money. Rosette says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold Night Shield for 22,600 picks. Rosette says, welcome, can I help you with anything? Woman says, I would like some food. Alright, shortcake it is, once I find it in my inventory. Delicious shortcake. Woman says, oh my, you do have one. Excellent. Let's go. Most people will take it. 75. Woman says, that'll be fine. Rosette says, thank you so much. Yay, I sold shortcake for 9,600 picks. Rosette says, hi there. Elan says, yo, Rosette, I need 2 foodstuffs. Can I come and pick them up in 3 days? Sure, buddy. Rosette says, hi there, what can I get you? Guildmaster says, I think this would sell quick if you buy it. I mean, you're not wrong, it's sweets, so... Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Yay, I scored Taiyaki for 1,100 picks. Rosette says, oh hi, welcome. And then says, I'd like this please, and is looking to buy a popular charm. And says, that'll be fine. Rosette says, yes, level up! Rosette says, thanks, please come again. Glee, I sold popular charm for 8,800 picks. Rosette says, hi there. Woman says, I've been thinking about getting one of these for a while now. A tin of peaches, that is. Okay. You do you. Let's do that. Woman says, why don't you sell it for a little bit less? Fine, how about that? Oh, she's willing to stick around for me to lower the price again. That's appreciated, because I was like, when she didn't take it the second time, I'm like, oh crap. That feels low. Let's try 70. Woman says, this was good shopping. Oh, good. It's been so long since someone's walked out on me. I was a little nervous that my record might have to be reset. Reset. That was not an intentional pun, but I think it's funny in retrospect. Reset says, thank you so much. Glee! I sold Peach Tin for 8,100 picks. Okay. And I'm gonna check out what that new merchant level got me, and then I'm gonna probably wrap up. Oh right, I forgot that today was the debt repayment day because I was so in the clear that I didn't even have to look at it. Alright. Paid off with money to spare. Congratulations. Tyr says, congratulations. Well done. I have officially received your payment for this week. Let us continue to work hard next week as well. Reset says, yay! I did it! I'm counting on you next week too, Tyr. Alright. Oh hey, it's the Arma event. Reset says, alright, gonna work hard today too. Capitalism Ho! Reset, huh? Hey, what's that girl doing outside the shop? She's, just kind of staring into the shop. Does she want to come inside, maybe? Or are our windows that gripping? Silence. Reset. Well, smile, Reset. Come on, smile. Look friendly. Big sweat drop. Okay, what should I do here? Tyr. Please tell me you have not reached the point wherein your face is frozen in a vapid smile for all eternity. Reset. Oh, Tyr! There's a girl at the window who looked curious about the inside of the shop, so I tried to give her my best come in and buy lots of stuff smile. Aw, she's not there anymore. What? Game. The visual is that she is right there, but okay. I'm gonna just assume she ducked down and we're seeing her, and that the angle that Reset and Tyr are at, they can't. Anyway. Reset says, I wonder why she... It must have been your sudden terrifying appearance, Tyr. Yeah. Tyr. So I am terrifying, you say? Really? Terrifying. Reset. That smile you have is kind of... Yeah, I think terror sounds about... Ah, wait, no, it was a joke, not my hair! I assumed that Tyr started tugging on Reset's hair. Probably not actually that hard. Okay. So that was the event, and then I wanted to check my, actually, merchant levels I check at the storekeep. Oh, no, maybe I do check those with Tyr. Tyr. Yes! Yes! At this level, your overall inventory capacity in the dungeon is increased to 25 items! Oh, so exciting! Oh, gosh, that is so good! I've been waiting so long! Okay, so... more items is the next level, which is gonna be... yeah, okay, all the levels from here are, like, hidden, but... So, then, because there have previously been more items, there's more items... So, my next merchant level, more items will be found at the guild and in the market, which is nice because that might mean, or almost certainly will mean, nicer vending machines with hopefully larger capacities. So I can do more sales. But oh my goodness, 25 item dungeon inventory. So good! Oh, I'm gonna look up what the different levels get, I think, at some point. So we'll get something cool every merchant level up through level 26, it looks like, and then it'll be every 10th level up through level 50, which I'm guessing is the highest level. I do not plan to get to level 50 anytime soon. I actually will probably take a break from Reset before we get anywhere near level 50. So just by the way, I'm planning to get through to the end of this loop because I'm pretty confident we're going strong. And I think I can get to the end of this loop and do the full repayment of the debt and then get to see sort of the official end of game. And then after that, I'm going to take a break from Reciteer so I can, like, fit another game in my schedule. But then once but the other game I want to fit in the schedule is a visual novel, which has a clear end point. So, like, once that ends, I might start cycling Reciteer back in. But, like, I like having a semi-consistent schedule, and I don't want to bounce around games too much, and I've definitely hit my capacity for a number of different games I can be streaming at once that have any kind of consistency to them. Like, I feel like for the multiplayer streams, that's sort of a totally different thing. I mean, now we're doing mostly Don't Starve, but, like, you know, multiplayer streams are sort of a special and different thing, so if I play random games, like even when I played, like, Borderlands 2, which was, like, totally outside my normal stuff. Oh yeah, I was gonna be, like, looking at if this was a good camera placement in general, kind of, and I feel like it probably actually kind of is, so maybe I'll just have my camera live here for Reciteer streams, and it won't be too bad. Alright, so yes, so I am gonna call the stream here. Thank you so much, everyone who came out to watch. I actually managed, like, pretty much my full usual stream length, so go me. And I had fun doing it, so next time I will be very excited to go to a dungeon with full items. I will probably, oh yes, hello, thanks for the thumbs up. I will probably not do every single Sunday, but I've been, like, trying to put different games on specific days to some extent. So, like, Sunday is for Reciteer. If I play Reciteer, it will be on Sunday, but I may not play it every single Sunday. Same with, like, Minecraft. So Mondays are Cinderella Phenomenon, Wednesdays are Minecraft, Fridays are for group streams in the evening that will probably mostly alternate between Don't Starve and Overcooked. Saturday is, oh, and also Friday afternoon is my Crystalist stream, so, like, Friday afternoon and then Friday evening are two different time slots, so I'm mostly sticking to the stream twice on Fridays, because Fridays are usually one of my freest days, and then Saturdays Don't Starve together, and that's the fairly long list of games I'm currently streaming, so I hope folks enjoyed. If you have been watching this stream and you are not followed and you enjoyed yourself, I'd love it if you'd consider dropping a follow and maybe coming back next time. My actual next stream will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be playing, gosh, is it Chapter 6? I think it's Chapter 6 of Karma's Root in Cinderella Phenomenon. So, hope to see some folks there, and if not there, then maybe at my next one, which I think will be Wednesday at 5 p.m, where I'll be doing another Minecraft stream. And I do have a mushroom skin for that, so look forward to that. Alright, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you all so very, very much. I hope that folks had fun. I sure did. And I will see people soon. Bye!